know that classic Bee Gees song. Yeah, staying alive. That's exactly what the Golden State Warriors just did. After an intense and emotional roller coaster, they're still standing. And not just standing, they're moving forward. With a commanding 103-89 win over the Houston Rockets in Game 7, the Warriors did what many doubted they could. They survived, they advanced, and now they've got no time to rest. Let's talk about that Game 7. It was gritty, it was physical, and it was exactly the kind of performance that reminds the league why you never count out this Warriors, our team. From the opening tip, there was a different energy, a sense of urgency that's been missing in some of the earlier games of the series. They came out with defensive intensity, a clear strategy, and above all, a hunger. That hunger translated into everything they did, especially on the perimeter. Golden State shot 42% from deep in this decisive game, knocking down crucial threes that kept the momentum swinging in their favor. And we can't ignore the rebounding battle. Throughout the entire series, the Rockets had the upper hand on the boards, and they continued that trend, out-rebounding the Warriors by 14 in Game 7. But here's the thing. Golden State didn't panic. They adapted. They compensated. They ran a lot of zone defense, effectively slowing Houston down in the half court and forcing tough shots. That adjustment, it made all the difference. When a team that thrives on rebounding dominance suddenly can't turn those rebounds into efficient offense, it gets rattled. And that's what happened to Houston. Now every Game 7 needs a hero, right? And for the Warriors, that spotlight didn't fall on Steph or Dre or Jimmy. It fell on a role player who had been practically silent for most of the series, scoring just 4 points combined in the previous games. But in this one, he exploded for 33 points. That's what Game 7s are all about, the unexpected. He found rhythm early, got open looks, and drained shots with confidence. Sure, many of those looks were uncontested, but give the man credit. He stepped up when it mattered most. And this wasn't just a case of one player getting hot. It was the entire squad feeding off of emotion and unity. After a disappointing Game 6, the team held a closed-door meeting. According to post-game interviews, it was one of the most emotional sessions they've had. Not just a tactical talk, but a true heart-to-heart between teammates. Veterans stood up, voices were raised, and goals were realigned. One player even said that it felt different, like a shift happened in that room. You could feel it on the court in Game 7. They weren't just playing for the win, they were playing for each other. Defensively, it wasn't just about effort, it was about execution. There was one player in particular who was tasked with guarding Houston's top offensive threat, and he held him to just 2 free throws in the entire game. That's lockdown defense. And beyond the stats, it was his rotations, his awareness, his physicality. He played like a man possessed. Coaches noticed, teammates noticed, and fans definitely noticed. It's not always about scoring, and in this game, his contribution was everything the Warriors needed. Offensively, another storyline emerged. One player came out firing in the first half, dropping 22 points in just the opening 2 quarters. With another star struggling to find rhythm, this early burst gave Golden State the lead and the confidence they needed. Then in the second half, the baton was passed. A different player took control, dishing out assists, grabbing rebounds, and dictating the tempo. The Rockets threw everything at him. Double team, zone look switches, but he stayed poised. One of his clutch. Threes late in the fourth quarter during a Warriors scoring run felt like the dagger. It was that kind of night. Meanwhile, we have to talk about a certain vet who played through a brutal injury. Honestly, it looked like he was out there without legs. Just pure willpower. And yet he logged significant minutes, tallied solid points and rebounds, and hit some impossible shots. I mean, legit fadeaways at the buzzer, contested floaters with the shot clock winding down. It's almost like the harder the shot, the better his odds. He's just wired differently, and Golden State feeds off that kind of resilience. Then there's our Draymond. Say what you want about him, but in big moments, he shows up. He came out in the first quarter with energy, scoring 8 quick points and making a statement. He drove to the basket, hit an early 3, and you know that feeling. When Dre hits his first long-range shot, yeah, he's locked in. He attempted 8 from downtown and didn't force things. On defense, he was everywhere, anchoring the paint, switching on the perimeter, battling bigs. He even spent stretches guarding Houston's top scorer. That's Vintage Draymond, his leadership on that end set the tone. The Warriors built a defensive wall in the paint, forcing the Rockets into mid-range shots they didn't want. It worked, but discipline is key, especially with Dre. The team knows they can't afford technicals or unnecessary fouls at this point, and they'll need support from the bench. The role players need to hit their shots. Simple as that. Open. Looks are coming, especially from the corner. If the supporting cast can knock those down, this team becomes scary. Because at the end of the day, basketball is a make or miss league. And in Game 7, the Warriors made enough. Wow, let's turn the page. Game 7 was a triumph, but Minnesota's waiting. No time to dwell. The Timberwolves are well rested, are physical, and favored going into Game 1. Analysts are saying Golden State might be gassed. They just played a brutal series and have to travel with only one rest day. It's going to be a grind. The Warriors have to tap into that same energy, that same desperation, and carry it over. The regular season series, Golden State took it 3-1, but let's not pretend that tells the full story. That last matchup happened in January, and before Jimmy Butler even joined the team. So Minnesota hasn't faced this version of the Warriors. That said, the Timberwolves are coming off a dominant series win over the Lakers. They look locked in. Anthony Edwards is ascending. He's got that killer instinct. This is not going to be easy. Minnesota's got a stingy defense, ranked 3rd in protecting the rim. They allow only about 64% shooting near the basket, 3rd best in the league, and offensively they live and die by the 3-ball. 4th in the NBA in 3-point efficiency. Golden State's going to have to defend the arc with intensity. No more giving up wide open looks. This isn't Houston anymore. These shooters won't miss. But here's the twist. The Timberwolves are actually one of the slowest teams in transition. Dead last in transition frequency and efficiency. Golden State, that's their bread and butter. If they can create turnovers and push the pace, they can control the rhythm. This isn't just about stars, right? It's about tempo, effort, and execution. The Warriors thrive in chaos. The Timberwolves don't. And then there's Rudy Gobert, Defensive Player of the Year. Paint protector, matchup nightmare. But Golden State doesn't need to go at him head on. Why challenge the wall when you can go around it? This is where spacing matters. Make Gobert defend on the perimeter. Use pick and rolls to pull him out of the paint. If he drops, Steph's taking that jumper all day. If he switches, good luck trying to keep up. The Lakers couldn't expose that. The Warriors can. Ball security will be key. Turnovers were the Achilles heel in the losses to Houston. In the 3 defeats, they averaged over 15 turnovers. In the wins, just 10. And in Game 7, only 6. That's championship level focus. Take care of the ball. Don't rush. Let the offense flow. But when the fast break's there, take it. Be smart. Be aggressive. Be Warriors. Steph Curry in particular has to stay sharp. His numbers against Minnesota this season, nearly 30 points a game, 7.5 assists, and 46% from deep on 12 attempts per game. Those are MVP level stats. But Houston gave him trouble with their defensive schemes. Minnesota will try the same. They've got long, strong defenders in McDaniels, Edwards, Alexander Walker, even Conley, but they're vulnerable to off-ball. Movement. That's where Steph thrives. Set those screens, curl to the wing, find daylight. If he gets going, the defense collapses, and that opens up the floor for everyone else. And if that happens, it's not just about Steph scoring. It's about the double team coming, the kick out to the corner, the extra pass, the cut to the basket. Suddenly you got layups and open threes. That's Warriors basketball. Beautiful, unselfish, calculated. Chaos. The bottom line. Game 7 was a statement, but the journey's just beginning. This series against Minnesota is going to test everything. Legs, discipline, rotations, shot making, adjustments. But if the Warriors play their game, if they stay locked in, if they bring that same hunger, they've got a real shot. They're still alive. And as long as they're alive, anything is possible. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Dubs updates. Let's keep going. In a move that has sent shockwaves throughout the NBA, Kevin Durant has made a stunning return to the Golden State Warriors, signing a massive 3-year contract that has left fans and analysts alike in awe. The 35-year-old superstar, who previously played for the Warriors from 2016 to 2019, has agreed to rejoin the team under terms that are bound to reshape the landscape of the league. Durant's first stint with the Warriors was nothing short of legendary. Joining forces with Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green, Durant helped propel the Warriors to 2 NBA championships in 2017 and 2018. His decision to leave the Warriors and sign with the Brooklyn Nets in 2019 shocked the basketball world. But after a few years of rebuilding and overcoming injuries, Durant's reunion with Golden State is now one of the most talked about stories of the offseason. The deal, which is rumored to be worth a staggering $160 million, will keep Durant with the Warriors through the 2027 season. For the Warriors, this move is a game changer. Durant's ability to dominate on both ends of the floor, his scoring prowess, and his leadership make him an invaluable asset to a team that already boasts one of the most dynamic rosters in the league. What makes this return even more intriguing is the current state of the Warriors. After a season where they fell short of their championship aspirations, the team is hungry for redemption, and Durant's presence in the locker room will undoubtedly provide the boost they need. Despite the heavy financial commitment, the Warriors believe that Durant is the missing piece they need to reclaim their place at the top of the NBA. Durant's signing also sends a clear message to the rest of the league. The Warriors are not done chasing titles. With Curry, Thompson, Green, and now Durant back in the fold, the Warriors are poised for another championship run. The chemistry between Durant and his former teammates is expected to be seamless, with the 4 stars having already proven that they can work together to achieve greatness. For Durant, the decision to return to Golden State was influenced by a number of factors. He has spoken openly about his desire to play for a team with a winning culture and a proven track record. The Warriors, with their rich history of success and their emphasis on team play, were an ideal fit for Durant's championship aspirations. Durant's return also signals a shift in the power dynamics of the NBA. The balance of power in the league has been in constant flux over the past few years, but Durant's move back to the Warriors could tip the scales in their favor. As teams across the league scramble to assemble their own superstars, the Warriors have solidified themselves as a force to be reckoned with once again. While the announcement of Durant's return has generated excitement, it has also raised questions about the long-term future of the Warriors. Can the team remain competitive with such a large payroll? Will the aging core of Curry, Thompson, and Green be able to keep up with the demands of a grueling NBA season? These are questions that will undoubtedly be answered over time. But for now, the focus is on the present and the prospect of Durant leading the Warriors to another championship. As the season approaches, the NBA world is eagerly awaiting the return of one of the league's greatest players to one of its most successful franchises. With Durant back in the fold, the Warriors are once again a team to watch, and the stakes have never been higher. For Golden State fans, the future looks incredibly bright as the team looks poised to reclaim its throne atop the NBA. Stay updated exclusively with the latest Dub Nation news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep getting daily updates on the Warriors. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Your input is essential for the Dubs community. Stay tuned for the next video.